Scott, I said I was going to buy you a drum set if I somehow were able to stumble upon $1 million, and it would have been the perfect Christmas gift for you. Either that or some recording equipment or something like that. And that's awesome too, because as I just said in my previous video to Maygen, I'm very passionate about music as well, even though I'm not very good at all at any instrument perceivably, nor will I ever be. More of a vocalist by trade, more of a lyric writer by trade, even though my lyrics tend to be a little bit enigmatic. They kind of have a deeper meaning behind them. It's very hard for me whenever I write lyrics, per se, to focus in on a topic that isn't somehow personal to me. Like, there are some artists out there, like Bob Dylan, and most recently, artists like the Mars Volta and At the Drive-In, that have really been able to focus on something that's happened either in the country's history or something that, you know, they themselves have had an experience with, and they're able to really focus in on it and write a very, very powerful song around it. I seem to be, I guess, self-centered in that way, that the only thing that I usually tend to write about are things that I've experienced personally. And even whenever the things aren't things that I've experienced personally, man, it always has tended to be things that I have noticed around me that have been personal to me. Like, one album that I wrote was totally dedicated to the military and everything, and it made sense too, because I wrote this album right after 9/11. I wrote it throughout the later part of 2001 and the first part of 2002. So it made sense that I was willing to make a semi-conceptual album about a soldier that was going off to war, someone that was kind of, you know, curious and a little bit fearful towards what the results were going to be, only to find out really what the life was like. And, you know, I used a bunch of different themes in it too. Like, there was one song that was reminiscent very much of Roman times, and the final track that I wrote was supposed to be, and meant to be, a 20-minute long epic called The Calm Before the Storm. That was meant to be more of a throwback to the days where, you know, the Pirates of the High Seas, or really the origins of the Navy, where they lived this life at sea. They had to deal with all of this strife while on the water, and trying desperately not to descend into madness. But anyways, I feel my most personal work is that way. You know, personal things like that. I just finished up an entire album based upon what happened to me in September. It's definitely my most personal work that I've ever written, and I've had many a great influence. But anyways, man, you're a cool dude. I enjoy the conversations. Let's keep it up. Peace.